Sure, we can. So the way I thought we could start off at least is maybe give a quick introduction about ourselves, and then each person can give their own introduction. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining in. Today it's an Ask the Founding Team Anything session. The reason why we are organizing this is because we are a community startup, right? We want to be really, really transparent in terms of what we are building, and also ask AMAs really help us get feedback from the community and understand what your needs are, how are you finding the community valuable, and where can we improve as a team, and also just share some information about what we're up to at BlueLearn. So I'm Harish. I'm one of the co-founders of BlueLearn. I sort of handle the marketing and community side of BlueLearn. Maybe Shreyans can sort of move on and give his intro.
Hey guys, I hope I'm audible. So
Yeah.
thanks everyone for joining in. It's so great to see you. This is like Harish mentioned, just a quick Q&A session where you guys can ask us literally anything. It could be tech, design, startups, product, whatever you want. And a little bit about me. I love finance and stock markets, and I'm one of the co-founders of BlueLearn. And looking forward to answering all of your questions. Maybe someone else, Sleep. You wanna introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, I'm Abhijit. I manage the server and also head the. I also what do you call manage the maintainer of the sleep bot, custom Discord bot for the server.
Viraj, you can go in series, Viraj.
Yep. Hey guys, Keenan here. I handle the tech at BlueLearn. So I mainly do the backend side of things, database modeling. We use Node.js in the backend. Then I'll make APIs, give it to Darshil. I'll give it to Shan, who's another developer of ours, and then they go ahead and make the amazing products that you see. So Darshil, you can go ahead and tell them a little bit about you too as well.
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone, my name is Darshil Rathod, and I convert all the beautiful designs that Vineet and Avril make into code. So basically, I'm a developer. Yep.
Nice. I'll introduce myself. I'm Vineet. I am from Goa and I design our products and yeah, I design our website and products. I help design our website and products. Yeah, after you can go next.
Hi, I'm Avril Lorenzo, and I'm a UI and graphic designer. So I design the social media posts for BlueLearn and the website. That's it.
Yashvi. Bhavika, if Yashvi is not speaking. Bhavika, if you're trying to say something and not audible. Yeah, cool. Yashvi, you want to say something? You're unmuted.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry, there was some background noise. Hi, my name is Yashvi Dhruv. I majorly am handling social media and help a little with the community team. I'm from Ahmedabad, and yeah, that's it. Bhavika, if you're there.
Cool. So Viraj, how do you want to run this? Cool, guys. Since it's a Q&A session, you can raise your hand in case you have any questions about what we do at BlueLearn, or maybe team building, or how we met, or could be pretty much anything. That's one option. The second option is you can go to No Mic and drop in your questions, and if we find good questions, we'll take that up as well. Also, since we have people from the operations side, marketing side, social media side, design, and tech part. Any questions could be asked. We can cover a quite diverse set of topics.
Okay, so like, can I ask my question?
Go ahead.
Super, man. So first of all, hey, founding team is Tushar this side, AK, the interesting guy. And like, I had this one small question from like, to be honest, from each department. Like, every single department can answer this question, and that is, uh, which is the most crucial problem? Like, which is the problem your particular department is giving the highest priority that this problem should be solved ASAP? Because every department have their own list of problems. So like, every department's head can answer this question. Like, if you guys can, that would be great.
Okay, who wants to take this up?
Cool. I can go ahead for the tech side of it. So, hey Tushar, so on the tech side of it, our main priority is to make sure that the website is up and running, traffic is maintained, we have a good amount of traffic, and basically the website shouldn't crash. So for us, any breaking changes to the website, any huge bugs which are, say, someone has sent us an email saying, I went on this link and the website crashed, we take top priority on those tasks. We will immediately leave everything aside, go and fix that first, and then do we continue with the other jobs. So on the tech side, it's mainly they're called hot fixes. So we send a hot fix for that particular build and then we push it out. Yeah, I hope that I could answer some part of your question.
Anyone from design, Vineet?
Yeah, cool. So from design side, if there is something important, so how we do is we find out if it is important by running tests and getting feedback. First of all, feedback is the most important part of your our process. At least you find out what the users want, what the users like, and what is useful, what is not that important, and accordingly you give priorities. So that would be one way. And then one more way is you see how other competitors are doing, and you just follow it because people are familiar to their the more advanced competitors UI, their design. So you wanna stick to something that the users are familiar with. So that is one way to go about it. So yeah,
Okay, like,
that's
one small question, like, which competitors are you talking about? If you can name them.
um any not just competitors, like suppose you could even take an example of say Instagram. And now Instagram is a very popular platform where there are multiple features. There is a home feed, you have your explore feed, there is your friend request and all. So use, and then Facebook, and then if you notice all of these have a somewhat similar UI. They'll have a hamburger in the top left corner, they'll have menus in the bottom, they'll have a swipe to open DM, swipe to whatever. So a lot of these features are very commonly used through consistently used through all apps, and you just follow that. That is what I was trying to say.
That makes sense. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Next question, Viraj. Cool. Probably from the community side, I would say the biggest challenge is finding community market fit, right? Like, are we providing enough value to the community? Are we doing something that people want? Because, say, if tomorrow we organize a gaming tournament, we ask ourselves 1,000 questions saying, is this something that people really want? And I think that still remains a challenge. Every single day, whatever we organize, it's just a hypothesis, and then testing that hypothesis and seeing if it's actually something that will pan out really well remains a challenge. So understanding user behavior, understanding how the community will react to certain things is what the community team mostly focuses on. Sure. Shreyans will answer that.
Sure. So, uh, we could bootstrap it, but it's a lot harder, and more than that, we wanted to scale up fast. Bootstrapping takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you have to keep sort of iterating, changing your product more often. But with us, we wanted to move as fast as possible. And for that, we thought if we get external capital, then we should be able to move as fast as we want and grow our community as well as build valuable products. So that is primarily the reason why we decided to go the funding route and not the bootstrap route.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Hamza and I'm from Vishakhapatnam. So, my question is, nothing related to BlueLearn, but I have a question for my own, and it is, how do I hire an unpaid intern if if I want a backend or front-end developer? And like, if we have a genuine product and if we are teaching him something, how do I make him trust that we are going to offer you some value so that you come and join us and take part with us and carry forward? Like, how do we build that sort of trust and hire an unpaid intern?
Cool. Probably I can take this up. So a lot of people here are on like full-time salaries right now, but say a year back when we were just college students, trying to do something cool, none of us took salaries, right? All of us were working at zero salaries. So I think what's important, especially if you're a student and if you're just getting started with something new, is to sell the vision, right? And if people believe in the vision, if people think that this could potentially become something huge and I have to tap in early, they will jump on board. And at that time, it's not really about money, it's more about what exactly you're building, where exactly you're heading, right? So when we started off as a Discord server, it was just a bunch of passionate people trying to do something cool, trying to organize events, trying to maybe help people upskill, or try to network, help students network with other smarter people. All of them had this one common vision in mind, and that common vision is what motivates people in the initial stages more than the monetary aspect, because everyone knows that as a startup grows, as the valuations grow, you're going to become wealthy in case things work out well, right? So that shouldn't really be a concern in the initial stages. As long live like cockroaches initially. Like even today, we sort of drive like a Maruti Zen of sorts, and just somehow get away with it, right? So live like cockroaches in the initial days. Just make sure that the team shares common interests, and the common interest is what motivates them more than the monetary aspect. And then as you grow, money comes into play. So I mean, it's just selling them the dream, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. That really helped me, and I watch all your vlogs. You guys really inspire.
Thanks, man. No.
No.
Sure. Okay. I think Shreyans, you can answer why we don't make many money.
Okay, sure. So, so basically, right now we're trying to build a large social type community for a social startup, right? And if you look at any other social startup, it could be Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, ShareChat, or even Indian startups like Apna and etc. Most of them did not make any money starting off because it's very difficult to build trust and also ask for money from people, right? And look at Clubhouse also. So if you look at any social media sort of community first startup, it's very difficult to build a large community while trying to earn money. But at the same time, if you are providing a lot of value for free, and good value, like great products, and you're giving it out for free, more and more people will come and use it, more and more people will tell other people about it, and that's how you build a great community in our opinion. And that's why we decided to first provide value, let people come, uh, visit BlueLearn, understand how it works, decide for themselves whether they like what they're getting, and then later on, sometime maybe if we provide some more courses or some better community features, we might put a small paywall. But for now, it's going to be free, and we really just want to provide value to people and help them learn new skills. Uh, good question. It is in the works. It is in the works. So stay tuned for that. But it'll be coming soon.
Yeah, and another thing when it comes to revenue is from day one we were like, we'll even when we monetize, we'll have a freemium model. So a lot of features just remain free, but certain premium features become paid. So that's the way we look at it. Like we don't want to make it like a purely paid platform where only if you pay you join in. That's not something that we want to do. We'll keep a freemium plan which touches masses. So even if it's someone living in a remote village somewhere in somewhere in India, it doesn't really matter. They can be part of it and get as much value as they can. But at the same time, since it's not a charity at the end of the day, there will be a small paywall for certain premium features. But it's not anytime soon, and it's not in the roadmap. For now, it's more about the growth and product market fit journey. Also, guys, I would appreciate if you could ask like social media questions or tech questions or design questions as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you go
I
ahead.
yeah, I want to ask when you are starting, so what is your idea and vision behind, and how you go along with means what is your ideation state, and why you choose this particular idea only?
Okay, so just a thing. I think my question is also same. So can I say my question also?
Sure.
Uh, okay, so I wanted to ask that starting a business is all about finding a problem, adding a solution to it, and then later on, like Shreyans said, monetizing it. So how do you guys find that problem? Means what's you means what inspire you the most for finding that problem and adding the solution to it? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, find out the problem and work upon it. You what you do, and every business would do. So how you test your MVP means
Mhm.
what
Okay, cool. So probably, Vineet, do you want to talk about this? How do you test an MVP? How do you know if a particular product design is working or not? Vineet, are you there?
I think he unmuted himself, but there's some issue, I think, from his device. So we can't hear
Okay, he
what
can
he's
join
saying.
in from Avril's thing. If,
Anyway, it's not an issue. Maybe we can take up the question. Harish?
okay, one sec. Yes.
mm,
I don't know.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
okay. Not an issue. So basically, how to test if an MVP is working or not? It's very simple. An MVP is supposed to satisfy your initial set of customers, right? So if you are building, let's say, a music streaming platform, to the people who want to listen to music, like and use your platform, right? And even if you give your platform to, let's say, 10 people, initial customers, out of those, do at least 7 of them spread your platform to their friends? If yes, then great, you have a good MVP. If no, then you need to understand what went wrong and sort of iterate your product, make it better until 7 out of 10 at least people recommend your product to someone else. So that's the sort of philosophy that we use. But of course, there's different philosophies, different strategies, different opinions, product to product and startup to startup.
okay, so I want to ask, like, if Curious Harish YouTube channel is not there, so how do you start this startup, and will you start this startup along with if YouTube channel audience is not present over here?
So this totally depends on the type of startup. Like, if it's a consumer, I mean, this is a student community, and the channel definitely had, student community watching it. So it did give us a kickstart. Like, the initial audience did come for it, but then just one YouTube channel is not enough to build a large startup, right? There has to be a lot of growth channels. So eventually we started exploring a bunch of other growth channels, like started working on our own social media, started, partnering up with few organizations and co-organizing events so that we can get access to their, audience. We started calling creators, doing Instagram lives, and calling, other famous people onto the server so that their audience sort of comes in, and that helps us grow our numbers. So one YouTube channel is not enough for sure. And then there is something, after a certain point, there's something called product-led growth. Not everyone has to be famous to start a startup, a consumer startup, right? If your product is good enough and if it's share worthy enough, then it's just going to spread. Like Mark Zuckerberg did not run a famous YouTube channel, or even Spiegel from Snapchat never ran a famous YouTube channel. Just the product itself was so sticky that it started spreading, and people started recommending it to each other. Share chat, right? Ankur, he wasn't famous. Ankush was like, he was just a coder, but then because the product itself was so engaging, and people are sharing those videos on WhatsApp, and that led to their, friend circle downloading the app, led to the growth of it. So there are so many apps which have tens of millions of downloads, because of the value that they provide. So ultimately, that's what matters. Even if you have a million subscribers, but if you make a shitty product that doesn't really work, then it's not gonna help you build a large startup. So it definitely helps you kickstart, but not really help you out in the future after a certain point.
Okay, great. So according to you, what is the
Could we please keep it as one question per person? So I think you've already exhausted two chances, and we should, yeah, give others also a chance.
okay, okay,
Thanks for
okay.
coming. Yeah, and guys, please ask questions in tech and design and community.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question is, in this community, there are so many students like below 16 to 17 years old, and they have joined maybe 2 to 3 days ago, like me. So, can you please explain us what do you do and what's your mission? Or, mm, I mean, can you describe
Okay.
yourself?
Yashvi, do you want to take this up? Do you want to tell people about what the server is about? Okay, Viraj, can you? What is the server about?
Yeah, that's great.
This is good. Yeah.
And and another question.
Sorry,
Can
Biswajit, it's just one question per person. So we want to give
Okay,
as
thank
many
you.
people as
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much. Yeah.
Guys, one tech question, please. Jerry, ask any
Yeah,
tech question in no mic, and then we can pick one up from there.
mine is not a tech question. Like,
It's fine. Since you're on the stage, just ask.
yeah, so like I wanna ask about the funding and stuff. So, like, what you actually explain to the investors that what you are building out of this and how the money is gonna grow, like, and how you explain your ideas that like why did they invested in like whatever returns and what you are aiming for in the end after, like what type of revenue or what type of return they are going to get in the end.
Okay, so if you're approaching good investors, they don't really care about what kind of revenue or what kind of return we are going to bring in. Neither do we have to return the money. None of that happens. It's very simple. They invest some money and you have to give a share of the company to them. All right, that's like the basics of investing. And then in terms of what exactly is the reason they invested, A is that we are something that grows. We're growing at like 25% month on month. People are getting value out of it. There's engagement, there's retention. It's something that's changing people's lives. A lot of people are learning new stuff. A lot of people are meeting new people. A lot of people are getting exposure that their college doesn't provide. A lot of people are getting jobs and internships. A lot of people are getting motivated to start their own startups. So because there was so much of impact being created, investors thought that this could be a game-changing company 5-10 years down the line, right? And that's the reason they put in money. So if they put in
How
money
do
right,
you approach the investors?
if you're a good startup and if you're growing, they'll approach you. So don't worry about that part. There are investors ka kaam hi is to invest in companies, so they'll always look out for good companies. So if you're a company that's causing some buzz, mostly they'll reach out to you. But in case you really want to reach out to, just type in top 10 investors in India, and then you can find their website and email them the pitch deck. And if interested, they'll sort of set up calls with you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Darshil can explain front end, Keenan can explain back end.
Yeah, sure. You can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool. Yeah. So to summarize quickly, we just mainly take a feature and we break them into problems and sub problems, and that's mainly what uh, the entire tech team really does. Problems are there. After we break them, we design them first into we create mockups, flows, flow charts, and after the flowchart is done, after the entire uh, ideation is completed, then we move on to mainly the product, building the product, which includes us. So on the back end, we use Node.js. For our database, we use PostgreSQL. The entire BlueLearn, mainly we use AWS services. There's AWS SES for sending mail. There's AWS Amplify for the front end, AWS EC2 for the backend servers, RDS for databases. So there's a lot that it gets structured out of, but these are mainly the technologies we use.
Great. Want to bring someone up on the stage? Okay, what's the design question? Vineet, can you use Shreyans's mic and speak?
Wait, am I audible?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. What is the
Let's repeat
question?
the question to him.
Oh, okay. So ideas are not exactly formed by only the design department. We all of us sit, brainstorm. If someone gets an idea, we'll brainstorm on if it is viable. We'll talk to tech, we'll ask design, we'll ask operations, we'll see if it is feasible within the time limit we have or if there are any other priorities. And that's how product ideas come. Either there are multiple ideas already existing and we just pick one, or we see what the problem is, and then we try to tackle the problem, and then the product idea comes by tackling the problem. So that is one way we do it. Am I missing anything? Is there anything to add, guys? Tech team?
Yeah, sure. Vineet, and there was another question. You were on mute at that time, which was, how do you know if something is working or not in terms of design?
So you can. So there are multiple things to find out. Wait, I'm audible, right?
You are, you are.
Okay. So there are multiple ways. Obviously you all know about Google Analytics. So you can easily not just Google Analytics. There's Mixpanel or Metabase. You can using those advanced things. You can easily find out which if people are visiting your page, if they're clicking on the CTM, the call to action button, if they are then obviously you'll come to know through just financials if people are buying your product or not. If they're subscribing to your things. So that is one way to find out if your design is working. But then one good thing about design is these big giant companies have already done the research. They've already found out which designs work, which patterns work, which layout works. But then there are some exceptions. Obviously, some depending on your product, you have to mold. But 95% of the websites or app follow a very straight design flow. So if you stick to that, you're on a very safe side. I hope I've answered your question.
Got it. Yeah, makes sense. Also, I just want to add another thing. Keenan or Darshil, one of you guys can speak about how a simple, in like, 1-2 minutes, speak about how a tool like Mixpanel can actually help you understand if we have built something that's useful or not. You can maybe tell them what Mixpanel is, and then how can the data from Mixpanel help you determine if you have built something useful or not.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Mixpanel is basically a tool which helps you get user level data. So Google Analytics provides data which is anonymous in nature. So you don't know which user clicked where and at what time. So Mixpanel specifically is built for getting that data and making graphs, making flows, making many other dashboards which give you such relevant information. So a really good example would be onboarding form. So an onboarding form usually has 2 to 3 steps, and you can put Mixpanel to it and see at which stage do more people drop off. Meaning, if in a 5 step form, on step 3, if there are a lot of people dropping off, then probably there are higher chances that at step 3 there is some problem, or you are asking for something which is not really something that users want to answer. So yeah, that's a small uh, usage of Mixpanel.
Awesome. Rohan, you want to ask a question?
Okay, I have question to the tech team. Can you explain the journey how you come into this technical side, and how did you build yourself? And founders, can you explain how you met each other and what all qualities did you look at each other that we can work together? And how did you find your capital for the initial stage for the starting up?
Okay, cool. Keenan, do you want to talk about how you learned to code?
Yeah, sure. So I'll tell you guys like about how my tech journey started. So it all was I had this internship I joined. There was no money involved. It was just a very simple internship I got from college. But in that, they just told us make a WhatsApp bot. How to make the WhatsApp bot, resources to make the WhatsApp bot, they did not give us any of. We were just told make a WhatsApp bot, and that was the most fun part out of all of it, because then we could play around. We had the entire. You have the internet. When you have the internet, you can actually just tell someone to do something.
Did we just lose Keenan? Okay,
I think Keenan's mic
can
also.
Keenan try from Shreyans's account? Just ask him to
Yeah,
quickly.
continue.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, so
Can mute yourself from your laptop and then speak
yeah,
from
now I
Shreyans's.
think it's sorted. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so then again, we had a problem. We did not know how to solve it. So that's the great thing about coding. Then you can just start by just going on Google and asking the correct questions. Now, if you want to make a WhatsApp bot, how to make a WhatsApp bot? What features should I use to make a WhatsApp bot? And then they'll tell you, okay, you have to make a WhatsApp bot using Python. Now, say when I started, I didn't know what Python is, right? I'm like, okay, what is Python? So I went and I took a course on Python. Then once I came to know I knew Python, then everything else became much more simpler. So I would. This is a suggestion for anyone who wants to start coding. Courses and all are great, but if you don't have an end goal, if you don't have something tangible that you want to make, uh, just making the project, whichever one you'll be learning, it won't give you as much a satisfaction as having something that I want to learn this to have this is my end goal. So if you have something like that in mind, you can really you'll build much better products. You'll be much better at and enjoy what you're going to be doing.
Even I can share from my side. I started off by taking a course from Udemy. I learned basics of HTML, CSS, moved on to JavaScript, even took a React course. But then I quickly realized that just just following a course won't be enough, and that is when I joined BlueLearn, and I started implementing everything that I had learned, even though it wasn't complete. I haven't completed any of the courses. Uh, Still, I prefer making projects, even if they aren't for BlueLearn, even if those are personal projects. I still prefer making them and learning through them instead of just blindly following a course or just keeping my knowledge to the course. So yeah.
That's great. And Ruhan, you asked, how did we meet? Well, that's the latest video that we launched. So you can please go ahead and watch the video on my channel. It's called Curious Harish. And
Not that. How did you find the qualities between yourself and
okay, cool.
how did
I'll
you?
just explain this real quick. The way to, at least this is the way we look at hiring, always work on a project with someone for at least a month or two before making them part of your full-time team. This way you'll be able to understand what kind of person they are and if you vibe with them, because more than the skill set, communication and team bonding is what's important. If that's a person whom you absolutely hate and you think that you can't work with them for the next 3-4 years, then there's no point hiring them, right? So always work on them on a temporary 1 or 2 month project, and only after then, once you go through all these ups and downs, arguments, celebrations, then you can make them part of the full-time team. So that's a quick gist of that. Thanks for the questions to him. Maybe the next person can come over.
Okay, thanks.
Let's do it for 5 more minutes. Good. So definitely we'll have an app up and running. We would have found some sort of product market fit. We should be growing. So at least hitting, by the end of this year, is it? At least hitting 200,000 total members whom we have impacted. These are a couple of goals that we have. I think, Avril, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe since you haven't spoken at all, maybe you can tell people about how you go about the social media part, right? Like the memes that come out or the posts that you guys make. How do you guys go about planning and executing that?
As far as memes are concerned, like we see what is trending, and then we send it on our groups, and we discuss like what fits where, so everyone pitches in, Yashvi, Viraj, everyone. And then once we decide on how we like the content, then I go about designing it. Same goes with the other posts. So I get the content, like the document, and then I sit and design them according to the mood, like the theme of the post. And yeah, I use Canva for most of the things and Figma. Like those are the tools I use.
Great, thanks for that. And Sleep, even you haven't spoken much, so probably you can tell people about how did you go about building the server? Like a just a quick gist about how do you know that this is the thread or this is the feature that we need to add, and like how did the Discord infrastructure part look like when you started?
So basically, I just hang around in a lot of servers, so I know what's going on about feature set, because there are like I'm with a lot of people. I know a lot of people who are as interested as me in Discord. So then, and I also like follow a lot of what do you say? Some people on Twitter who like leak some upcoming features of Discord, so I know what is coming up. And then also I because I have to like develop Sleepbot, I am in a lot of servers about the Discord API libraries, or there also you get like a gist of what is coming up. So that's how I know what is coming and what I should be like waiting for. And then after that, it's just looking at what what people want and how will they react to the thing over here. That's how I decide what to just put up over here and what not to.
Got it. That's super useful. I mean, I think you're one of the best server designers. I mean, like people who know Discord really well, especially the tech part. So kudos to that.
Also, Harish,
Yeah.
we actually just got Ishan Gupta to join. So let me just let's let Ishan introduce himself, maybe.
Hi everyone. My name is Ishan, and I've been working on the BlueLearn's app that you all probably know about that we've been developing. So yeah, that's pretty much what my role is.
Great. Ishan, one question that we asked to the tech team before this was, how did you get into coding? So even probably you can talk about how was your tech journey? How did you get into tech?
Oh, okay. Absolutely. So I really believe that if you want to get into tech, you must find something that you're actually passionate about building. Like obviously enjoying the process is a good thing, but you when you have a good goal in mind, it's really helpful, and it pushes you to do all-nighters and like drink 4 cups of coffee, which is like not very healthy, but still. So for me initially it was like game development. Like I would see Android games and stuff. So I got into Unity, and that's basically how you get started. Just find something like that actually uh, motivates you to build some cool stuff, and the rest comes easily. Like there's literally so many resources available online. I have personally never spent a penny besides maybe a couple of Coursera and Udemy courses, which are very helpful. But other than that, I've literally never spent a single penny to learn coding, because it, it the forums like Stack Overflow, GitHub blogs, and all they're just so helpful. So yeah, the community is huge, so it's really easy to get involved.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Ishan. Um, Yashvi hasn't spoken, but I think she is out, so she might not. Vrana, you can ask your final question, and then we can sort of wrap this session up.
Audible?
Yeah.
So actually, do you guys ever think about, or this thought come in your mind, like BlueLearn will be acquired by an ed tech giant like Unacademy, Udemy, or Byju's? Like, do you guys think that we will be going along with the BlueLearn, or if we get a good deal, we will close it?
So this is an interesting question. This is a question that even like a potential investor asked us a couple of days back. The answer to that is pretty simple. At this point, we are in the growing phase. We're still in a very early stage where we're still figuring out what exactly to do. So an acquisition offer at this point would make completely no sense, and we would not be selling anytime soon. Like our vision is to build a large business, a large startup which impacts millions of users, right? But then later on in the journey, you never know what could happen. So like it's just something that's far down the line, so we can't really comment on that. But at least for the next 1-2 years, we don't really see ourselves taking an acquisition offer because we're still figuring things out. We're still finding PMF, and we're at the growth stage.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Actually, I was asking this because just Bima Pay didn't work out.
Bima Pay worked out. They just rebranded to a different product. Just to answer your question. Cool, guys. I guess that's it. Thanks a ton, the founding team, first of all, for taking out time and joining in. Really appreciate that. And thanks, guys. We still have 175 live people listening in. Thanks for all your questions. We'll have these sessions regularly because we want to stay super transparent, and we're just building for you guys. So there's no better way of getting feedback. Do give us feedback. Do let us know. What are the features that you want? If there are any problems in the website or web app, then do let us know. When we launch the app, we would be looking for some beta users. So do join in the beta program as well when we release it. And also really appreciate the support that you guys have been showering. So thanks for that. And have a great Sunday. Yeah. Cool, sure. So for people who joined in from WhatsApp, welcome. The WhatsApp group is only meant for announcements, so you can't really chat there, you can't meet friends, you can't do anything productive there. It's only for announcements, so you can basically attend our events. The Discord server is much, much, much more exciting. We have multiple channels ranging from startups, finance, coding, even art, design, photography, video editing, marketing, finance, astronomy. So if you're interested in any of these fields, you can hop on those channels. If you're on your phone, do a swipe from left to right, and you'll be able to see all the exciting channels out there. Go on those channels, text, ask your questions, answer people's questions, have productive discussions, and that will make you smarter and help you stand out from other people in your school or college. And also there are different voice channels, right? So if you're interested to speak to people, you can join the coding voice channel and speak to other coding enthusiasts. You can join the startup talks voice channel and speak to other startup enthusiasts. In fact, we'll try this out after this session. And there are also jobs and internships portals. There are memes, there are gaming channels where you can discuss about your favorite games. There are sports, starboards, and stuff like that. We're trying to mimic really, like, especially for me, bits played an important role. So we're trying to mimic the bits Pilani experience online using BlueLearn, right? Now, what we could do is, since you guys should be networking among each other, since you guys can meet other smart people, and I think a lot of you guys are interested in startups. Right after this, I want all of you guys to move to the Startup Talks voice channel. You guys can have a chat there, see, maybe pitch your ideas and get feedback from other folks, or maybe, just talk about general trends in startups and things like that. You can join the Startup Talks voice channel. We are ending this session over here on stages. The Startup voice channel is right above this. If you scroll down, it has a unicorn symbol. So join the Startup Talks voice channel, meet other people, meet other startup enthusiasts, and that way you can end your Sunday on a good note. So all of you guys, hop on to Startup Talks voice channel. I think over there you'll enjoy it. Yeah, I want more people to join the Startup Talks voice channel. This session is over. Thanks a ton for attending, and we'll see you guys in next couple of weeks. Cool. Sure, guys, you can leave now. The audience, you can move to Startup Talks. Go. Cool. I'm going to go to Startup Talks for a while.
See ya, guys.